EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
Cut, ready? Hey, check that, street. Catch smash.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Off the play fake. Youngblood. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
To throw again. Youngblood escaping the pressure right. That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Looking to throw. Youngblood. He finds his man. Complete. It's Palmer. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Matt Gay on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And some room to work. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That good for 19 on a 1st down.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
A give running left, McAllister. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The first carry now. This is Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game. And they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Come on. Check pass.
Here's a give up the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
On 1st down, Youngblood. And this one is incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Off play action. Youngblood. They're trying to find Sharp, but it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it up. And the Panthers are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey,
Brissett sets to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's McKenzie. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards. And, partner, a lot of kickers in this spot like to aim at the right upright and just draw it back down the center. This one looked like it was aimed at the left upright and just kept bending away.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 52 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Youngblood. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And this one will be brought back to the 22.
And Brandon, how many times have we talked with these rookies out there, and then we finally hear from them that the game slowed down and they're able to handle things? Not so far for this rookie, because right now, back-to-back drives, they picked him off. Not college football anymore. He's got to find a way to handle with these defenses go at it.
And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, But also, when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast, the linebackers don't have a chance to react. No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
Middle. Hey.
On play action, Brissett. And this one too low.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, kill. Got it.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points. But then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
An NFL update, second quarter now in Jacksonville. And the Ravens now really pouring it on. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. To throw, Brissett. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. Now a timeout signal for him. They'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. And plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Or maybe a moral victory of sorts. They're on the board here late in the first half, but this offense just hasn't looked that sharp.
Yeah, but at least they got the 3 points, right? At least they have something to, quote-unquote, hang their hats on and maybe feel a little bit better about themselves as they head to the half.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Brissett now. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Gay is on for the point after. And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. And that flag accepted. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Off the play fake, here's Brissett. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Returnable here from the 38. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
His throw incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. It's a net of 40 there. Punt of 48 and a return of 8. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 68 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here's Brissett. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Chase Lucas. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Youngblood. And his throw's going to be incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target, but now it's 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. On 3rd down, Youngblood. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Palmer. That all is just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Panthers 3.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He's going to air one out for Anderson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Hey, kill.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Rabbit.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Rabbit.
Throwing. Brissett. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Chase Lucas. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just...
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. They've got a pretty comfortable lead right now, but maybe a little too careless with the football that time for the rookie.
I think the key word there is comfortable. And there's 2 schools of thought on it. With that type of a lead, maybe you can take a few more chances because you have a cushion. Others will tell you, don't eat up the cushion with careless play. He'll learn to ride that line as he moves on in his career.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 88 yards now for McCaffrey. It's a 1st down. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, kill. Hey, kill.
Here's Brissett. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Brandon, never ceases to amaze me just how fast these defensive ends are in the game nowadays. Part of that is what we've seen in college football, where they've gotten smaller and faster on the defensive side of the ball. But they brought that to the NFL because it is hard for an offensive lineman to keep them away from the quarterback.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
To throw on 3rd down. Youngblood looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Arnold. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call.
Got it? Rock on switch. Rock on switch. Hurry, hurry.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And some space here. Touchdown, Detroit.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Brissett to throw on first. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. They go play action with Brissett. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Play fake. Brissett. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions are going to get it back here just past the 35. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we've seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt. And here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Matt Gay set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price bad field position for your defense.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Play action now. Brissett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. Following the fumble recovery, Youngblood. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Back to throw. Youngblood flushed out right. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. Viking 18.
From the gun on 3rd down, Youngblood. Throw left side complete. That's Palmer. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Reno, on the ball.
They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So, Charles, the bad taste from that opening week loss, that's just a memory now. This has been a very strong performance as they score once again.
Yeah, I know it's only week 2, but you're exactly right, because this team thought they let one get away in the opener. And not only were they determined to not let the same thing happen here, they knew that they had to correct a bunch of things. So everything that went wrong in game 1, they took care of business with it in game 2.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25. So at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. McCaffrey running up the middle. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Detroit, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try for a better outcome next week as they head to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders.